This works, so we're not going to calculate the beam. This is a technique will work. You swing it to 0 degrees to number A. Just go to 0 degrees. Then after that, you swing it back to, you could either do it way, you could swing it back to 310, then go to 360. And then you go back to 310, everything reposition itself. I'll show you guys in a second what we're going to do. So, like, if you're going to move the arrows around, when you do your beams at night and during the day, whatever it was, so as long as that thing lines up the greenhouse, it's good. So this happens every time we do it, but when you move the arrows, when you do all that. But I do the techniques every time when it goes back to the thing that it does. Usually when you move your arrows, when you go like put your program button first, what position you want to go to, then you go look around the thing on the beam, what area you want to look around the arrow, then go back to where that same alphabet number where you had that thing like such and such. Let's give you an example. We'll swing it to Australia and number G, then you swing from 310 to number G. Then when you go down to 240 or 230, move around, then you talk to your position where you're looking at New Zealand, that area in New Zealand. Then after that, like 240 would be like New Zealand. Then after that, just swing it back to 250. Then press U, the button where you had the program. You had a button on 250 before. It'll reline position itself that way. That's how you guys do it. Every time when you do the alphabet thing, when you memory program your beam, then you swing it back to 310. Make sure everything's good, or whether the position where your beam wanted to be at and where your area is protected at. A lot of times it'll work this way. It looks pretty perfect right now, but this technique works every time. But you might have to recalculate them once in a while, but this technique works every time. When it goes to 0 degrees or 360, it stays on the center line of the rotor right there. You guys see up there in the middle. It'll stay in the center of that part of that pole where it stays in that area. We're at north position where you guys saw the white marker a while back. So we're going to do this technique. So this technique works every time. And every time you have to do that every time. But what I told you about the arrow thing, you have to go back where your previous alphabet where you want. So today we had some great conditions on Europe today, and we'll put them out there today. There was like QRM, but I have talked to Maxine today on the radio today. That was a beautiful contact I talked to. So we're doing an offline video on this Tuesday afternoon. So what we do, I'll show you in a second. We're going to go back to 0 degrees. This is how you reset the beam, but you don't have to reset it. This will give you the best time every time when you do this. When you do that, when you get your best time to do that, that will get you a better position every time when you go to areas. Other way like that. We're going to go to A to 0 degrees. We're not going to move it with an arrow. As long as you don't move it with an arrow, you're okay. Same thing either way. But same thing what you do, like I told you about the number U thing, the number G thing I told you about Australia. Like if you're going to go to 240 on New Zealand, just move your arrow keys like this. Then when you do that, and you get done when you contact New Zealand, just swing it back to 250. Then you press your number G, it'll reline it. But just move your arrow back to 250. Then you press your G button, it'll line it back itself. A lot of times it works this way. Now we're just moving the beam to 0 degrees, and I'll show you guys in a second. And we're going to do that in a second. You guys can see it up there. She's back in position right now. You guys see the beam. She's doing beautiful right now. We're in rainy conditions today. Just let it bounce itself. It'll be fine. So we're back on that meter part. So looking good. She's back on position. So then we swing that back to 310 in a second. I'll show you in a second. We'll do it in a minute. So no, yeah, we swing it back to 310 and go to 360. A lot of times this will fix the position. A lot of times it'll do. So we'll go back to 310. That's my park position. You guys know about it. Then I'll go back to 360 to reline it back up. So I'll show you in a second when it's moving. I'm going to give you an idea of the beam. 2 times to look at. There we go. She's coming back into position right now. She She's coming back in position. You guys see how big that guy is, a 4 element. Now the tree's not even touching that. You guys know that. It's on the other side. You guys seen the video a while back. We're gonna bring it back to 310 degrees. 310 degrees will be the, see that big giant long beam on the back side? I think that's what it'll do. The long beam's right up on that part of the top you see there on the back side. That's the long side. You guys can tell that's the right position. So we're back to 310. Everything looks quite the same. Then the way I do this, I'm going to swing it back to 360 in a second. I just want to show you guys the technique of how we do it, and we'll show you how to do the how we can calibrate the beam. So we'll put this back on 360 degrees. We're going to push it back to what's that number? 360 will be number E on our button. And the way you do this beam thing, and we'll go back to that section either way. You guys will see how it looks like in a second. We'll go look at it. That's 360 degrees, and she looks the same. Still morning in Tennessee right now, guys. Looking good. Let's give a zoom up. And it looks almost the same as 0 degrees, but that's actually 360 degrees. That's north. And you guys can see our little thing right there. She's holding up pretty good. Long you got it like that. Yeah, it's not going to tighten up the rope, the thing. You guys can see our beautiful beam up there. You got good glimpse from it. This is from my window. We can see it. That's the coax is connected to the system. Looks pretty good shape, guys. And it's staying on those bolts. So it's looking good, guys. You can see it all the way. This is a good at least 50 foot from my house. It's about at least about 40 feet from where I'm at from here. You got about maybe 40 to 50 foot coax wire, but no, it's 100 foot. Because the coax is like 100 foot long that connects it to the house. That connects it with the RG58, so another 50 feet. About 100 foot from my position right here, about 100 feet. Usually almost at least 100 foot. But no, from the beam antenna is about at least 50 feet from all the way to my Mako V5000, about 55 feet. It's about a good at least 40 feet from the position where it's at. So you guys see how it is? That's what it's supposed to look like. I put a tie wrap in one of those things to hold that thing to keep it from popping out. And you get it down to like that, what I did. It's got a lot of electric tape, and it's all been zip tied inside that. You guys seen it? And that coax goes looping around down to the bottom of that pole. So there's a coax inside that thing going down. That's how it works. And it's not touching that thing. It looks good. It only will hit on that little part of that side, on the little side there. I don't know if I can put it in my finger in a bit. Usually hit on that little part of that side, but it's not hitting at all. But it is perfect the way it is. So our beam's looking good today. So give us a zoom out a little bit so you guys can see it. Then we're going to swing it back to 310 degrees. This is how I reset the beam, so I do it every time. As long as it's not windy, you're okay. So we're back in that position right now. You guys can see it. We're going to go back to 310 degrees. Because we might get some thunderstorms today. I might have to shut this baby off. That's why we have to power it off the system. So we ran it almost a couple hours today. So we're back to 310 degrees. And she's looking good. So, but the way you guys saw about how to reset the system, like I showed you on my video, you got to go back to my previous video, the one with the camera I put out there with a GoPro. You guys seen it a while back. Let me see. And she's still in that position. So let's get back on here, show you what 310 degrees look like. She is back in perfect position. Yep, it's back the way it was. And a lot of times that usually works. If you guys want to try this technique on your RCA rotor, I like the one with the Moonraker box they have. It looks almost like an RCA type rotor, but instead it's got all the right degrees on it. Pretty good. So she's back in position. So I'll let you guys go. UJX 360 over Knoxville, Tennessee, getting on down. 79 Smokescreen. We'll catch you later.